giving you a voice.
Making it loud our own way.
Welcome to the fun.
So let's roll in. So quals get done. Line selection comes up. 1678 taking the number 1 seed. And then course drafts you guys as well as 649 and 2557. And then the other side of the board, the number 2 Lions, who you'd play in the finals, captained by 3310, would take Roebling Division Champion 1323, along with 2659, 1538. So Kevin, wondering going into alliance selections, was there a time where 1678 approached you guys about selecting you first, and can you kind of talk about how that process went? And if you weren't selected, what was kind of your plan from there?
Yeah. So end of Saturday, so after the end of the first half of quals, we were feeling pretty down because that was right after like the 4 losses in a row. We won 1 match at the end of the day to kind of get the spirits back up. We were feeling pretty down. We knew we didn't look particularly great in a bunch of the matches either, so we were pretty concerned about where we lie up. When I talked to Mike Corsetto on 1678 at the end of Saturday, he was feeling not super great about us either, and neither were we. Like, we didn't really show anything.
Sure.
And then other teams, I mean, there's so many good teams. Like it's not like, oh, 254 is not playing great, we should still pick 254. Like, you probably have 5-6 different robots you can consider.
Yeah, no doubt, right?
Just that strong of an event. So we knew heading into Saturday that if we wanted to get picked by 1678, since I think they only needed 1 ranking point in their next 2 quals matches to lock it up, and even then they finished plus 10 on everyone. So really, they need
at the end of Saturday, I think it was somebody ran a simulation, and I think they had a greater than 99% chance to seed first.
Yeah. So we knew we needed to really show up Saturday morning and just come firing out of the gate in order to have a chance for Citrus to even consider us. So we had 2 good matches in the morning, and we got the 8 RP in that. Ended up catapulting us up way up front. I think we ended Saturday at 6th, then we shot up to 3rd. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it was up in the air for up until probably the end of our last match. We didn't know whether we'd be Citrus would pick us, whether whoever. It was a real race to the number 2 spot. I think between 3310 and 2046. So we didn't know who was going to be second, and if we wanted to play with them, or if we ended up 3rd, would we play with whoever ends up 2nd? Do we want to pick our own alliance? Yeah, it was very up in the air up until our last quals match.
An interesting thing, I think, is the way that you guys ended up being number 3, because I think if you would end up 7 or 8 or something like that, there could have been a big change in how that would have went down as well, too, because theoretically you could have potentially gone some sort of scorch going on, especially from potentially 49-11 or something like that. Not saying they're a bad team, but in the aspect of things that we're looking at, I think there was some potential for that. So I think with 254 seating 3rd, I think that changes the dynamic a little bit. Coming up from there.
Yeah. Especially because 49-11 did scorch a little bit.
They did, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, they asked 2046, 2471, and I believe 971 all turned them down. But then it's a mid-round scorch is much different than a 1st or 2nd seed scorch.
Yeah, right. The 1 and 2 alliance is already pretty established by then, right? So,
yeah.
Kevin, how about your other 2 alliance partners with 649 and 2557? Any insight from them at all?
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't believe we got 2557 as our 4th robot.
That's Sodabots, right?
Yeah, that's a team that seeded first at PNW District Champs. They seeded first in their division. Talking with their team, they're an incredibly well prepared team. We unfortunately couldn't really play them too much. We wanted to have it be a much more 50-50 thing since they were both such good robots. Mm-hmm. It turns out their auto was slightly incompatible with our wacky 1678s, like peeling out, trying to do a 2 cube from the pyramid while sneaking around our auto. It just, unfortunately, the timings didn't work out. But that was a team I was super stoked to be on our alliance, no matter what, just because it was their coach / driver, since he was the one that came in the box with us, was just incredibly smart and very prepared. And then 649 is a team that we know really well. They're just down the street in Saratoga, and they're one of those teams that if they're in districts, I think everyone would know who they were because they'd always be towards the top of California. But unfortunately, they consistently build like the 3rd, 4th, 5th best robot at every California event.
Yeah.
So they don't really win anything because they're stuck in that that zone, but they consistently pump out really nice robots every year. So we're very stoked to have them on our team, and they're very nice people. They always come to our practice field, and we learn a lot. They learn a lot whenever they come over. So it was great to play with them.
Was Chezy champs for the draft? Was it? How did the draft order go? Was it any different than standard first?
It's just standard first.
Okay,
so
2557 wasn't the last pick. They were the 8th to last pick then, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You went back to back with your 2. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would say, man, that would have been like, if that was the last pick, I was going to say, holy crap. Like, that's some craziness going on there. Thank you to all of our co-executive producers, keeping fun loud, live, and independent. Pledge your support. Go to patreon.com/funfrc.